Hi, I'm Tim,
I'm Lizzie.
and we are To Play,
Or not.
a show about board games for two players.
Whose tastes might differ.
Hi.
Hello, today we are looking at 8 Minute Empire by Red Raven Games, 2 to 5 players, and it lasts about 8 minutes.
Go. Right, so, no, yeah, it literally does, unless you take a little bit longer with a bit of sort of decision making. So this is a game by Ryan Lawkett, who's done, if you don't know this game, you've probably heard of some of his others, Near and Far, Above and Below, Sleeping Gods, that are big sort of hits with him. But this is one of his first earlier games, and it's a quick hit game. And what it is, it's like an area majority dudes on a map type game. Get a tiny little map, about an A4 size, which is double-sided to give you a bit of longevity. And you each get a number of little dudes, which are basically cubes, and then a couple of castles, which are little discs. And then there's a set of cards laid out across the top, and you basically, you get a batch of money, sort of 13 money or something like that, yeah. And then you get to bid on which of the cards to take. So you take it in turns. The first card is worth 0. There's a little track that tells you what they cost. First one is 0, second one is 1, third one is 1, fourth one is 2, fifth one is 2, and the last one is 3. So you have to pay that amount to take that card. And when you take that card, it's got two things pretty much on it. One is an item, like coal, coal or carrot. Don't know why, but it is coal, carrot, diamond, whatever, and you put them aside and you collect sets of those to earn victory points. And the other thing on there is an action. So it might be lay some dudes down, like 2 dudes or 3 dudes onto the start area.
Called dudes officially,
Oh, yes, that's
okay.
so. Or it's move some around. So if it's like move 3, you can move one person 3 spaces across the board, or you could move 3 separate spaces for 3 separate.
There's some that move on land and some that move on
across the water,
sea,
yeah. And so you basically, one's build a castle as well. And if you build a castle, that's another place where you can start by putting your chaps on the board there. So initially you can only put them on the start section, which is in the middle, and then if you build some castles near the edge, you can go in there with your troops. And you just take it in turns. Take it in turns doing that and moving around, and you go until you've got one of you've got at least 13 cards in a 2-player game. And then you
Can't go on quite quickly.
Yeah, literally 8 minutes or so.
About 8 minutes.
But yeah, I mean, it's very straightforward. There's two sort of sides to it. The area majority thing, so you get points for having the most people in a land area, so you get majority of that. And then if you own the most majorities in a continent, and you win that continent as well. So there's two kind of ways of doing that.
It really?
Yeah, and then you score your sets. So if, again, each set has got a different.
Carrots.
Each set has got a different thing. If, for instance, I think it says here, for instance, the carrots. If you've got 3 of the carrot cards, you get 1 victory point. If you've got 5 of the carrot cards, you get 2 victory points, and so on. And they're all different. So there's a different amount of them in the deck for you to find, if you like. So there.
And there are wild cards, aren't there, that you can add to any resource, say carrot or whatever else it is. Trees.
And you've just basically got to money manage your sort of pile of cash so that you don't spend it all really quickly at the beginning of the game trying to buy the cards that are at the end. When you take one, it's replenished off the deck kind of thing. So you don't want to kind of keep buying those expensive ones. You kind of want to get the cheap freebies.
You'd run out of money if you spent three all the
but
time.
if you do run out of money, it's not a problem. You just take the freebies. But of course, they're not the ones you want. The ones you want are coming out off the top of the deck at the sort of far right when you shift them all down. As a 2-player game, there's a slightly different setup in there. You take a kind of a dead player, a dumb player, and you've randomly put out 10.
Because that affects obviously who has the most.
Straight away, if you move into a region, there's already one of the sort of dead players.
That's good.
You're not straight into majority there, so that's quite a nice little thing to sort of level out a bit for both players. But yeah, it literally 10-15 minutes it tops.
Yeah.
Which is why it's called 8 Minute Empire, obviously. But sweet little game and travelable.
Definitely travelable. Because it's just cards and a little map.
Yeah, you wouldn't even need to take the box, but of course the box is about the same size as the map folded in half, so you may as well.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like it.
What do you
I think
think?
you like it a bit more.
Yeah.
I do like a bit more of a mystery in my game, and a bit like a deep mystery, like like a murder mystery.
Yeah, it's very light,
So it's
isn't it?
quite a light, but it's good. It's a good filler game.
You said
Good
you don't
trouble
really like
game.
how there's not much meat to it, which I get that.
It's
but
not very meaty.
No, but that's the whole point of it, I guess, it's a quick fix game. I mean, we've played it on holiday quite a lot, and it is really nice to just, what should we play on? Let's just get out. And you could do it on a cafe table sort of thing, it's so small. Scores then, shall I score it first?
Yes.
Because I think I like this one a lot more than you. Just because, I mean, if
You
this...
like the dudes on the map thing, don't you?
Yeah, I do
A lot.
actually. Yeah, because I'm a big fan of Risk from when I was a little boy and stuff.
Years and years ago.
I think anyway. So, so this is that kind of thing, like a Small World or something like that. So I do like this kind of game, and it is, for what it is, the very lightness of it, which is obviously intended.
Yes.
It's really, really good
It's a
at
good version
that.
of what it is.
Yeah. So, so from that point of view, I will give it a 7.5. It's a really quite a high score. I mean,
it's up there.
I mean, it's not meaty, but
Yeah.
for the fact that it's meant to
What
feel.
it is, it's 7.5.
Yeah, you could play this on your lunch break at work a couple of times,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point of it. So you couldn't
I'm a bit
play.
down on your score, just because I say it's not that meaty. It's not like a Sherlock case, is it?
No, not so much. Not much brain
Not my
burning
thing.
going on in this game.
But it's not bad. I
No.
do enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 5.5.
Well, fair enough. Yeah. So above average.
It's above average.
But it's not. Yeah, I get that it's not kind of massively
It's
interesting.
pleasant.
Yeah, but and it's not the sort of thing you would necessarily get out at home. Just what should we play? It's not that kind of game in a way, unless you literally sort of we're going out. Yeah, we're going out in 8 minutes. Let's play something. But yeah, so there we go. Between us, 13. That is, isn't it? Yeah, 13. So yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, that's not awful.
not.
And that's considering
For a little game as well. It's fighting against some big games, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And
It's against the big boys.
I'm not sure how much this costs, but I can't imagine it costs too much at all. If it's still in print, I'm assuming it is. It's like
Got
say,
the one
Red,
to add your collection.
Red Raven Games. Yeah, I don't know. Worth checking out. I'll see if I can find out and stick it in the link actually, and put a link to it because it's definitely worth buying.
Yeah.
I thoroughly recommend it.
There you go.
13.5 Red Raven Games, 8 Minute Empire by Ryan Lorkett. Awesome. So check it out. Thanks, guys. Check out all our other top 10s and reviews and stuff. Give us some comments below if you want us to review any of these games, because there's lots of here that we've still not played that we want to play, and we're just slowly getting through them. Because I'm a big buyer of games that then end up on the shelf, desperately being waiting to play them. But so I have to sort of bash bear into submission to play some of these games. So help me by commenting below. Then we have to do it. All right, guys. Thanks very much. We'll see you on the next one.